A packed press conference, base tours, interviews, all kinds of weird things going on. Loads of questions, answers about the next event, answers about the future of the British team, even Peter Burling in a Luna Rossa shirt. There was a lot to get your head around today. Okay, it's day 2, it's practice day, in an event that actually doesn't count for any points towards the America's Cup. And we're at a venue that isn't part of the America's Cup cycle either. So in many ways, you could look at it and go, well, okay, what's the point though? You try telling that to the people that are here. We've just come out here for the first of the official practice racing. It feels like the America's Cup has started. I'm not kidding. It is pretty impressive. We've got 8 AC40s charging around the place. We've got about, 12 to 14 knots of breeze. The boats are absolutely hooning around the place. And I have to say, I've seen them a lot, obviously, over the last few years since they've been developed. And they still look very impressive indeed. It's also getting quite noisy out here. The commentary started on the boat. We've got a helicopter on top of us. We've got 8 AC40s charging around us with just 2 minutes to go, and it really does feel like it's underway. The other thing that was really interesting about today was that there was a press conference, and so what, you may say. I'd often say so what, but this one took a lot of us back to, dare I say it, the good old days of busy America's Cup cycles. First, it was packed, and it was packed with journalists. I mean, nowadays we get so used to press conferences being full of the teams and their representatives and not journalists. Not this one. It was incredible. It was really good. There's a real buzz about it. Now, part of that is the Italian factor. There's no question about that. They have gone nuts for it in this town, which is great to see. But also, as I say, there's a real sense of anticipation and excitement, and that this is a valuable point in time for all of the teams not to squander. And they're certainly not doing that. I'm just looking across. The first race has got underway. It's as tight as you like. Here we go. So as I say, the day started with the frenetic activity of the press conference, which was fascinating. But it was also an opportunity to talk to a number of key players, and we'll bring you some of those conversations over the next few days. Some of them were absolutely fascinating. But I also got to talk to Sir Ben Ainslie from the British team. There's an awful lot of things to talk to him about, not least of all, have they actually got an AC75? Now, very good to see you, Ben.
Yeah, likewise.
Yeah, it's good to see you looking so well after that run of yours around London, but maybe we won't go there.
Yeah.
Now, Cagliari, for a lot of us, this is the first time that we've been here. I'm blown away by it. But this is more familiar territory for you, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a really good spot. I mean, I've raced here a few times over the years, but we had a training camp here with back from the 2021 Cup. We had to evac ourselves out of here during COVID. And then the team have been based down here for the last 3 or 4 months training, which has been, so it's a great venue.
Yeah, it does look like an absolutely stunning venue. Yeah. Right, the other thing I want to cover is the big elephant in the room right away, because I've been asked it so many times, and you must have been asked it countless times. What was it? I nearly forgot. Oh yeah, have you got a boat? An AC75?
I can confirm we have a boat. We have always had a boat. Counter to popular opinion for whatever reason. So we're cracking on, making the modifications and getting ready to launch that. Can't tell you when we're going to launch it, but sometime in the not too distant future. And the team are focused as they've always have been.
Right. And just to be clear on it, I mean, there's all kinds of things going around, as I'm sure you've seen, but I mean, we saw the other day.
I honestly try not to read it.
Well, let me fill you in.
Okay, please do.
The public documents on the legal proceedings, we saw that come out.
Yeah.
How much of a concern is that, though? I mean, you sound confident that you've got the boat, but I guess when you're talking lawyers, we all know it can...
Oh, I can tell you they're expensive, yeah. No, joking aside, I mean, it is obviously really serious. It's unfortunate, it's a shame. We had a great relationship with INEOS, and we achieved a lot, despite what I was kind of bemused to see their statement that it was all INEOS that got us to the final of the America's Cup. But I very much thought it was a partnership, and we did a great job together. Unfortunately, for a number of different reasons, we're not working on the project together. But my goal and the team's goal has always been to win the America's Cup, and that's what we've done since we started the team in 2014, and that's what we'll continue to do.
Yeah. And whilst this is the last detailed question that I'll drill you down on, but is there anything you can tell us about the case itself and what the claim is, what your stake in it is? Because obviously there's a lot, I'll get straight to it, there's a lot of speculation, people saying, well, how could a sponsor think they own the boat? Or is it not as simple as that?
Well, I think, like you said, there's some people have sort of tried to dissect the INEOS claim. I think it's quite clear in that what their argument is. I mean, we've very much always been trying to diffuse this situation either legally or publicly. We really haven't said much about it at all. INEOS have sort of done on the running on that front, and we try to be really respectful, about INEOS and to INEOS. At some point, we have to defend our position, and we're going to do that, and that may well happen in the very near future. So once that happens, and I'm sure people will be able to hopefully understand a lot more about it.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's good to hear that you've got the boat. You have got some other issues to deal with, as indeed have lots of other teams right now. Like the next one on the list must be where you're going to train, because with the Naples base being late, it sounds like is causing quite a lot of stress for some teams as to what they're going to do next. And I would imagine that you're in that camp.
Yeah, like I said, we've had a really good time down here, training here, and we're able to stay here. I think Ian and the rest of the team have done a really good job sort of having a plan B and being able to action that. So, yeah, we're quite comfortable about how things are playing out.
As far as the boat is concerned, big modifications everybody has to do, obviously, going down to 5 people, electric power boat and push buttons and the rest of it. How big a change is that, just in general terms? It's difficult for us on the outside because we don't really know what's involved with the systems, but is it a massive thing, or is it a relatively straightforward thing to achieve?
Yes and no. I mean, nothing straightforward in the America's Cup, is it? But I mean, firstly, it was a shame to move away from the cyclor and the physical element to racing these boats, but that is what it is. You've got to move on. But you got to remember that that's a defined power output now. So you're not going to benefit from having a cyclor unit that are 20% fitter than the other boat. Everyone's on the same outage. So in some ways, it means that your system efficiency is more important than ever. So there's still a lot going in on that side of it, and I think it will be a key part of the performance of the boats in the next Cup.
It sounds like that's levelling the playing field a bit more than it has been before.
Yes, depending on how you want to look at it. Yeah, exactly. I think it's a tough challenge for the engineers. They've got to be really creative about how they power recharge and energy efficiencies. Just as critical as it ever was under cycles. Yeah. Now, you've done lots and lots of Cup campaigns, and I would imagine in your Cup career this has been the shortest Cup cycle that you've ever seen. I can't think of one that's shorter than this, aside from a Dealer Gift Challenge. But how does that change things? Obviously it makes the runway a lot shorter, but I wonder how it changes it from a competitive point of view. Does that level the playing field a bit, because it provides less opportunity for the big guns to go out there and steal a march? I get, yeah. I mean, there are sort of different ways to look at that one. I think for the teams that coming out of Barcelona, they're in a strong position. For the new teams coming in, very little time to really get their act together and get going. And I imagine some of them, maybe not publicly admitting that, or maybe they are, but looking to next cup and beyond already. Just realistically with the time that we've got. But the good thing about this partnership now is that you can do that. You can be saying, we're going to dip our toe in the water this time, but it's really, AC39, AC40 that we're looking to win this thing. So yeah, different approaches as always. But I would expect to see the teams that were strong in Barcelona being strong again next year.
Right. The pressure is often said that if you're the challenger of records, you carry this extra burden of pressure because you're involved in so much of the administration, which you'll be very familiar with. But you've also, on top of that, you've had the pressure of driving a lot of what happened with the ACP as well. And I wonder how much, you said that you believe that is a benefit, and I'm sure it is because you wouldn't have been pushing it otherwise, but how much of a drain has that been? Has that distracted the team at all?
Well, not really. That's kind of my role now, is in terms of ACP, governance, challenger of record, dealing with INEOS. That's been my responsibility really in bringing Ian Walker in. As I said earlier, he's done a fantastic job coming into the team. So Ian, Dylan, Nick Holroyd, the rest of the team, get on with the business of trying to win the America's Cup and not get distracted by challenger of record, ACP, legal issues, whatever it is. So I'd like to think it's not, and they can get on with the day job and doing a good job at that.
Yeah, it's interesting. Well, you've always been so keen on paperwork, obviously. I know you.
I'm looking for the invite for the 400.
Oh yeah, okay.
Desperately.
Anytime you like. It's been a long time since we raced against each other. But joking aside, it's obviously a big transition for you as well. It's a big change. Has it been difficult? I would imagine at the venue it probably is difficult because you look at the boats and your heart wants to be on the boat.
Yeah. No, look, it's not been straightforward. It's been plenty of roller coasters the last 18 months, but it's just how things have developed. And my role right now, for whatever reason, is that's the best support I can give the team is that. And of course, I'd love more than anything to be out there racing, but that's just not how things are developed and the position that I'm in, or the right thing for the team. There's no way I could go around. As well as I do, to race one of these things and get maximum performance, get off the start line, you got to be 100% focused. And I've done the time on the boat and prepared, and I'm nowhere near that.
No, really interesting. So give us a sort of simplified overview of how you see the competition as well, because it's very exciting, isn't it? We've got more challengers now than we've had since Valencia 2007. It's correct. And there's no one there who's just making up the numbers. Everybody's got a good team, haven't they? What do you find interesting when you look across the team of challengers?
Yeah, I think it's brilliant, getting the Aussies in with the people they've got involved. A fantastic lineup, and they always get a Kiwi boat from the last time. Whether they can get up to pace in time, but they're going to be a real factor in the future. We know that. Great to get some new look American team involved. I think the interesting team for me will be the French, because we know they've got a really strong package. It's now the time to work out how to sail it. Last time, shouldn't be such an issue for them this time. So, I'll be really fascinated to see how they get on.
Yeah. And finally, give us an idea of why this event is important.
Well, it's getting back out in the water after 20 odd months of some pretty significant changes in the structure, the governance of the America's Cup. To actually get back out in the water where we're supposed to be, get things rolling for Naples next year. It's a big moment. What a beautiful venue, and great to see these AC40s out there fleet racing, and then getting into the final. So for all of the teams, I think just a great line in the sand to get active, get racing again, and to showcase what the America's Cup is all about. Yeah,
and I guess because there's so few, also compared to previous cycles, there's so few opportunities to actually do that racing, isn't it? That makes this even more important, I guess.
Yeah. And that's something we'll look at in the future. Is so, we've got a biannual event now, but in between those 2 years, what are we doing in terms of activation? I hate personally. I hate these sort of warm-up racing sort of terminology for these preliminary events or whatever we call them. Should it be a World Series or whatever? But we need to figure all that stuff out. And I'm sure.
Well, you mean it needs? You would prefer to see it count for something?
Like
the Axe did in the 30-second Cup.
Absolutely, because it's great to go racing, but what are we doing it for? Etc. So. That's a work in progress. We've got Marzio Pirelli who's coming now as the CEO of the event. Nice hotel you got here. He's going to do a great job, no doubt, of figuring all that stuff out. And that's the exciting opportunity we've got ahead of us.
Yeah, no, it does look very exciting. Good to see you back. I'm so pleased to hear that you've got the boat. And I will let you know about the next 400 event, which is in about 3 weeks' time. So if you just stick that in your phone.
Got it.
I'll see you down at Walsall.
What about your daughter? Is she going to be a bit pissed off who got bumped off his crew?
Yeah, I don't know how I'm going to sell that to her yet.
All right, we'll figure that out.
All right.
Nice.
Good to see you, Ben.
Guys.
Cheers.